TIFU by talking to Neil Patrick Harris. My kids are off school for the holidays, so I took them to the local trampoline park today. When we got there, I looked around and notice a familiar face. I look a little closer and I realize it's Neil Patrick Harris there with one of his kids. We live near Los Angeles, so it's not uncommon to spot a celeb. In fact, I've seen NPH out and about once before. I went over to him, excited to tell him how much our family recently enjoyed 8-Bit Christmas, good movie, by the way. Worth a watch for 80s-90s kids. Hey, are you Neil Patrick Harris? I ask. He smiles. No, but I get that a lot. I am an actor though. Me. Disappointed and assuming he's in community theater or something. Oh really? What have you been in? Him politely. Well, I've been Iceman in all of the X-Men movies. Immediately I realized that the reason he looked familiar was because he is Shawn Ashmore. He does, indeed, play Iceman in the X-Men franchise and is also Lamplighter in The Boys. So I pretty much made an ass of myself. To his credit, he was extremely cool about it. Seemed like a genuinely nice guy. But lesson learned, I probably won't try to talk to celebrities anymore. TLDR. I introduced myself to Neil Patrick Harris only to discover that it was, in fact, a different famous actor and I looked like an idiot. Shawn Ashmore has an identical twin brother, Aaron Ashmore, who is also an actor. He's great in The Rookie and also in The Boys. Plays two characters that could not be more different from one another. Really shows range. That's a shame. My uncle met NPH in a casino and they ended up hanging out. He came back to our house and hung out for a few hours, all while my cousin, possibly the biggest Neil Patrick Harris fan I've met, slept comfortably upstairs. I loved him in Animorphs. My family did something very similar at Disneyland some years back. There was a woman with a large group of kids and a couple other adults getting onto the Jungle Cruise boat ride, 1 or 2 groups ahead of us. We ended up on the same booth and we all agreed that she looked very familiar, but we couldn't figure out how. My brother-in-law eventually figured out that it was the actress who had played the United States Poet Laureate in an episode of The West Wing. He approached her politely after and asked her if that had been her. She smiled and said, somewhat surprised, "Yes, I don't get that a lot." We didn't think much of it until we were about 100 yards away and somebody made the connection that it was Laura Dern. Hello. Jurassic Park. That guy does not look like Neil Patrick Harris.